Hello again, today we're in Krakow in Poland and we're visiting the Kościuszko Mound and the museum inside the fort complex that surrounds it. It's situated a little way out from the city centre and in the direction of the Krakow airport. So a top tip, if your flight is later in the day, just come and visit here on your way to the airport. We arrived here by taxi on a very bright but windy day. Access to climb the mound is only possible by entering through the museum, so let's head inside the fort building to begin our visit. So, ticket prices first. A standard entry ticket cost us 28 zloty or around €6.50 or around £5.50. With tickets in hand, we descended some steps to begin our look around the museum. It takes you through the life and legacy of Tadeusz Kosciuszko, a revered Polish and American military leader. The multimedia and interactive exhibitions narrate his life, emphasising his role as a defender of freedom based on his commitment to liberty, equality and national sovereignty, both in Poland and abroad. He served in both the Polish and American military, and while in the United States in 1776 he joined the fight against the British colonial rule during the American Revolutionary War. He served as a military engineer, fortifying key sites such as West Point. Yet his career in the military didn't end there, because when he returned to Poland he led an armed rebellion against Russian and Prussian forces occupying the country during the 1794 Kościuszko uprising. The aim was to restore Poland's independence and implement social reforms, including rights for peasants and urban dwellers. During the Battle of Racowice on April 4, 1794, he led as Commander-in-Chief of the Polish forces. This was one of the earliest and most symbolic battles of the Kościuszko uprising, fought against the Russian Empire. We visited the amazing Battle of Racowice panoramic painting in Wrocław already, and I have a video about our visit on this channel. I'll leave a link to that video at the end of this one for you to check it out as well. Anyway, back to Krakow, and we're still heading through the museum, where we also viewed various artefacts and mementos to the great man and set pieces which highlighted key parts of his life. His actions and ideals have earned him global recognition as a symbol of freedom and justice, human rights and civil liberty, so it was really interesting to learn more about him, his legacy and how his actions shaped the history of not only Poland but also of the United States. As for the museum itself, I personally thought it could have been a bit better and perhaps didn't provide a fitting enough experience for such an influential figure in Polish history. We're now exiting the museum up these stairs to head outside and climb the mound. However, before heading out of the building there is a small cafe on top of the battlements which we felt was, really overpriced, and we just skipped past it. Out here were many display boards telling more of a story about Kościuszko and were actually really good. I think if this style of presentation had been adopted downstairs in the main museum, it would have worked a lot better. Plus we found it odd that, having just gone through a museum which supposedly told you about the entire story of Kościuszko, we were now presented with the whole story again, but in a different way. Very odd. Anyway, let's head on over the battlements past this covered up cannon, I guess because it was still wintry when we visited, and we can start the climb. So this isn't a climb for those scared of heights, especially as the edge can be quite precarious at times, and it's even, let's say, more thrilling when it's windy as well. First though, we headed to see a section called the Garden, which really wasn't that impressive, I thought. But you do get a good view of the battlements around the mound. Mind you, you see them much better from further up. So let's just get on with it and get on up the hill. And here we are at the top with the commemorative stone originally brought here from the Tatra Mountains, and also up here are 3 flagpoles with Polish flags. It was very windy up here, but the views are amazing. You can stay as long as you like, weather dependent, and also dependent on how many other people turn up. Thankfully on a day like this there were very few, so we enjoyed the views for as long as we could stand the cold and then made our way back down. As you exit around the fortress complex, you also pass a very decorative church which sadly was closed when we visited. And that was our visit to the Krakow Mound. We're off heading down to the main road to get a taxi to our next destination. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on my next video somewhere else in the world. See ya!